Welcome to another episode of Pels and the Blender. It's your boy A. Davis. I got my dog with me today. You know what I'm saying? I got the man five in the building. What's good, bro?
Yeah,
Hey,
have me, dog. Look at you, dog. Boy,
yeah,
that boy to
man.
come up.
Throwing out little sound effects. At some point, I'm gonna have me an intro here. At some point, we gonna have something. But we just stuck in and we riding it out. Pause. That's crazy. That's a little extreme.
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
extreme. It's all right.
Yeah, it's all right. You hear me? It's late. My bad. How you been, bro? How everything going? You know everything good in the world?
Everything's all right in the world. You know what I mean? We survive and advancing. You know what I mean?
That's what's up, dog. Always. Well, it's good to get you back. The last time we had you on the show was summertime. We was talking about, I think specifically we did the Trey Murphy episode, the Can
Yeah.
Trey be face of the franchise? And since then we've actually went into the season. I had very high expectations of the season. They showed me who was boss, kind of
We
put
just
me in
talked
my
about
place.
that.
It did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, they put me in my place. I was projecting them for 49 to 50. And you know, they might who knows. And four to five right now just feel good.
Yeah.
Pause. So either way, you know what I'm saying? Like they're on they moving forward. We had some significant changes with the team, obviously. Willie was the coach at the time, and apparently the vibes were really high going into the season, but we see that was kind of like a fluke, right?
Yeah. I don't know who said that.
Yes, that was heavily reported going into the
Yeah.
season. It was, man, the vibes with this team, we haven't seen anything like it. And then 2 games into the season, it was just kind of like everything is a sham. People need to be fired. Like, But with that being said, one of the bright spots, was good. Mike always tapping in.
Appreciate your
Um,
mic.
we absolutely gonna tap. We gonna talk about all of that. But one of the bright
Breaker.
spots of the season is Trey has kind of looked like he's kind of sorted out and figured it out some, right? So let's just kind of jump right into it. What do you see from, like, how do you feel right now about Trey moving forward? You know what I mean? Like, just where he started the season, kind of because I was at the point, I'm like, man, we might have to have some discussions about Trey. Everybody could go at one point, but it seemed like he's correcting himself. So like the roller coaster of the season. So how you feel about Trey Murphy right about now?
Uh, what up, Jaden? Uh, see, we talked, initially when you were talking about the show, and I was like, we were gonna talk Trey Murphy, and at the point, like at that time, like he hadn't played very, very particularly well, and I'm just like, I like Trey. Like, don't get this twisted.
Mm-hmm.
I like, but I had to sit back and I had to think, like, what what is wrong? Like, what's going on? Like, truly,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Sometimes you like when you in the mix. Sometimes you gotta take that step back and really evaluate some things. And through my evaluation, it felt like the sins of Willie Green just keep giving, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
the bad, like think about this if you're Trey Murphy, right? Like you're going into a season where you still have a head coach, right? Like like whatever the system is, whatever it is, like that's what you're thinking, right? You
Mm-hmm.
you no longer have Brandon Ingram,
Nope.
right? Somebody you no longer have CJ McCollum, right? Somebody else has to fill that void,
Yep.
right? Like he just got paid that money. Herb's coming back too, right? And we could kind of see the same thing. Like Herb, they all wanted to take that next step because a void needed to be filled. Another
Yes.
ball handler needed to be there. Another scorer needed to be there. These are not things that got Trey paid.
No.
These are not things that got Herb paid,
No.
right? Like, but to Trey's point, like, okay, somebody else has to fill that void if we're going to be a good team.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. You draft Jeremiah Fears and Derek Queen. Well, history told you rookies don't necessarily play under Willie Green. So
Not at
probably
all.
right, like Herb's the anomaly.
Yes.
Herb is really the anomaly. So if you're Trey Murphy, you're like, well, my game has to elevate. I have to start doing other things for us to be successful. Like these
Mm-hmm.
are, I'm not saying like he had the wrong mindset, but look at what's around him, right? Look at the things that were in front of him for him to navigate through. So you're
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, well, I got to do all this, and he struggles. Like
Yes.
I was like, man, I wish he could just get back to the things that got him paid.
Mm-hmm.
The things that got him paid probably wouldn't necessarily benefit the team wholeheartedly.
Right.
It would probably would have benefited him. He'd probably be shooting 50, 40, 90. But that would that
Mm.
get the team to have wins at the time? No. So now you insert James Borrego. And this is why I thought like when people were saying like we needed to like fail forward or we needed to win now with James, I think that was
Mm-hmm.
like you had to kind of pause. Like there's no training camp with just James's sets, right? That takes time. Takes time for people to understand certain verbiage. Although he's been there, they weren't running any of the stuff that you see now. So now
Nothing.
it's like it took time for Trey to get used to. Now he understands, oh, the ball's in Derek Queen's hands. Now my game has to shift to now you see him running off a lot of screens. Now you see
Mm-hmm.
him cutting more. Like that takes time to develop. So I'm glad we had this week in between and you seen the
Mm-hmm.
elevation back from Trey Murphy. Like, okay, now it makes sense. Then you insert Jordan Poole. Okay, now it's a little bit better. Oh, you insert
Mm-hmm.
Zion. Now it's like so. As we kind of continue to watch the season, I think we kind of give it a little grace. Like he's progressing, and if you look at the numbers comparing him to Brandon Ingram, because some of the Brandon Ingram stands reached out to me when
Yeah.
Brandon was playing really well. If you look at
Mm-hmm.
the numbers, if you look at the numbers,
Yeah.
you might be surprised
Yeah.
at what you see, big dog. You might be
Yeah.
surprised.
Absolutely. So I know like when we and I again, I got the nerd stuff going on, so I put together a whole little chart.
I already know it.
We
I
gonna
already know
break
it.
that down a little bit too. But man, at the time, like I said, when we was talking about, I reached out to you about the show. I'm like, bro, Trey was looking really shaky, and it's like, and that was around the time where I don't know if Zion had maybe just got back, but he was having the can't close and the limitations of his game was being talked about. Herb still struggling offensively to a degree, so it's like so much change is happening. Borrego was supposed to be, and to a degree he kind of is, but at the same time isn't. But like was supposed to be this almighty savior when he first got the gig, you know what I mean? Everybody thought the change would happen immediately. So when Trey still somewhat struggled, everybody was like, is
It's
Trey
that
not what we thought he was?
I,
Right?
I I don't think it's that. I think it's this ain't fast food, dog. We
Yeah,
can't expect this change to happen so fast. We can't
absolutely.
expect success to happen overnight. I think winning is super hard in NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Truly. Especially if you don't have like the right coaches, the right players. Like I think they have a mixture of a couple of different things they could really take advantage of. But you got to give it a chance. The root
Mm-hmm.
take a long time to cook. You
Absolutely.
you can't rush that, baby. Let that simmer.
Absolutely. Shout out, everything ain't gonna happen overnight.
Yeah, sure, you're
The
right.
so this was my take on it. And I'm glad we did have the week because I also had to take a step back and kind of evaluate kind of how I like to look at things. I had to evaluate from like a personal level, right?
Mhm.
Coming into the season, they didn't know whether Willie was going to be here or not, right? That's first. So if Willie Green is here, because when Joe gets here, he's not fired. So I'm going into the season with Willie Green. I think Trey's whole offseason workout was based around playing for Willie Green and the
Yeah,
things that he would have had to do to be successful in that system, which was it's heavy ISO. You better be able to create your
yeah,
own shot. The like over dribbling is not a problem in his offense, which is why you saw, and I mean, respectfully to Trey, like he worked on his handle, but it's still not the
no,
level of,
yeah,
you know, primary ball handler, facilitator type. So he was just over dribbling. He was just overthinking a lot.
yeah,
Then you gotta compound that with, bro, the dude hadn't played a game, you know what I mean, for an extended period of time. Like since he had hurt the shoulder. And even
mhm,
if you're working out and stuff, you're not going fives, you know what I mean? You're not really hooping. So then I had to think about it. I'm like, bro, he really hadn't had any time on task, like time on the court, get his legs back under him, get his wind back under him, get the speed. And I think you saw him struggle, you know, in October when the season first started, struggled, you know, didn't look nothing like the Trey that we thought. Derek Queen wasn't playing, Zion was out the lineup. He's thrusted into the number one option on a bad team. Poole was gone. So everybody around the league is looking at Trey and it's kind of like, hey, bro, you the guy. Defenses are taking you away. You had never seen this kind of attention, right? You got rookies trying to make a name for themselves. It's a really tough. Meanwhile, you're losing all of these games. Yeah. So I can see you pressing. It's like if you think about it from like a personal level, it's a really tough situation to like come in and thrive. But again, that's why y'all get paid the big bucks. But I when I start to like really think about it, I understood to a degree where the struggles of Trey Murphy came. And like, let me ask this question. And he's playing a little bit better now. We'll talk about the transition of him playing better. He'd had really high expectations to start the season. Do you think those high expectations he had for himself kind of put his own pressure on him, and that kind of contributed to his slow start and all of that?
I would never be one to be like, your standard of yourself is too high.
Absolutely.
Like whatever that is for you, like, hey, albeit. What I don't want you to do is get outside of yourself. You know what I mean? Like, don't go too far. Don't stray too far away from who you are, because who you are is what got you. You know what I mean? Like, grow with that, whatever that is, and then expand. Like, don't leave the heart of who you are. Don't leave that. So, but all the things you were saying, I think were absolutely correct. Even to this point, shout out to a source that told me, like, especially at the beginning of the season, like Willie Green had these dudes almost doing like multiple hour-long practices.
Insane, bro.
During like I think the preseason stretch, like the guys didn't have their legs under them to start the season,
running them into the ground
to make it feel like this is what the old NBA was. This is that was the sentiment that I gathered from that. So
let me ask this question. I don't know for sure, but like, if that's the case, and Trey's a shooter, so it makes sense for his legs to be shot, you know what I mean? Do you think those practices and that type of stuff, and listen, you just said it, so I'm throwing this off the cuff, do you think that contributed to possibly Poole and Zion's early season injuries?
I'm not gonna say it, like, you know, that was the reason why. I'd be remiss, because cats have injured themselves without having it. But possibly, you know what I mean? Like, the stress or possible stress could happen, but that shit could happen at any time. So who am I to say that like that one thing attributed to that? But for a guy like Trey coming off an injury where he was limited in his progression, I don't think that was the right time to implement said thing. You know what I mean? Like, maybe that's a memo to be sent out prior to the season where you tell your players, like, yeah, hey, make sure you ready. Not just like ready, but like make sure you're well conditioned before you get here, rather than, you know, as soon as you get here, it's surprise.
3 days, baby. Let's go. Hit the line. Suicides, Coach Carter style. Yeah. So I don't know, man. But since then, Trey has, in my opinion, turned the corner. And I think it's a combination of things that helped Trey turn the corner. I think the emergence of Derek Queen, well, not even just Derek Queen, but like the emergence of your rookies. I also think, honestly, I think Poole and Zion being out gave Trey an opportunity to like figure his game out faster, if that makes sense. Like he in a situation where Zion's if let's say they never get hurt, right? Not that Trey wouldn't be handling the balls or nothing like that, but Zion's probably the primary ball handler or the primary option. Poole's probably, you know, we talked about that. Is he second or third and them battling for it? But when they went away, it was kind of like let's figure out how to maximize Trey. And Trey was able to figure out how to get going against these defenses, how to play off of Queen, how to play off of Fizz. And then now it's not really Trey's job to adjust. Zion has to adjust, and Poole has to adjust to what it is that I think. Well, everybody's got to adjust. Don't get me wrong, but Trey has kind of found his rhythm with the over dribbling. He's kind of cut that down. He's back to the main thing I was thinking, bro, and I was ready to kill him for it. Like, bro, get back to the 1-2 shoot. Like, be extremely decisive. Go ahead.
No, I think you're right, bro. The dribbling was the thing that really pissed me off, because it wasn't like I was ready to say like Trey better find a new trainer.
Yeah,
Like, and it was to
yeah.
a point where I was just like, whoever's training you, bro, did not like teach you like dribbling is to advance.
This
Either
shit ain't
you're
working.
advancing, yeah, either you're advancing the pass or you're creating an opportunity for yourself. There was a lot of unnecessary dribbles when it came to Trey, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then like he would get the ball and it would like stop motion, and then he's thinking too much.
Mm-hmm.
Basketball is such a reactionary every sport. Like, you have to know what you're doing, almost second nature.
Mm-hmm.
And this is almost like a trial period, so I get it. Like, you're trying to figure out, like, but again, you haven't played 5-on-5. Like, this isn't the time to break, you know, emergency, break glass in case of emergency kind of thing. Like, you don't need to do that right now. This is game 1 through 10. Like, you don't need to do that right now.
Mm-hmm.
Get baskets in the flow of the offense. But the problem was, there was no flow of an offense. It was
What
almost like you
offense?
get it how you live. Now you insert James Borrego. Now you kind of have an idea of an offense. Like, you really do kind of. I think they have a presence when it comes to an offense. So everything's flowing through Derek Queen. Now he's learning that what defense. Like,
Mm-hmm.
all right, so they're gonna top lock me. Great. What's the next advantage? Now you see all the back cuts, the alley oops backside, because they're
Mm-hmm.
trying to prevent Trey from catching to shoot
Mm-hmm.
via screen. What's the progression of that? Great. They're going to go that. Then now it's going to be the help side. And once that happens, Trey's a decoy. Like, there's always an answer for whatever the defense is doing. I just want this team to figure it out on the fly. Once they do that, they'll be a really good team.
I agree. I think with when James first took over, I think it was so much happening, and then when you really like think about it, bro, like it was pissing me off to think that Borrego had been here for 3 seasons and he had to start from scratch. That's partly
Yeah.
why when the first 5 games, 7 games, I didn't give him a pass, to be honest. Like, I understand you got to implement your system and that takes time, and they started off with a tough schedule, but I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
you've been here for 3 years. And then you talk to people and you find out like, yo, he's really tearing this shit down to the studs. You know what I mean? And honestly, good for him, because all of these dudes had horrible habits, offensively, defensively, mentally, like, what I'm physically, just everything.
Bro, you say that. If you watched the game last night, it really wasn't the offense that I was impressed by last night, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, in James's identity has always been offense. Watch how that team rotated last night,
Man,
bruh,
yeah.
bruh. It was like, even if you were wrong, like, even if like you rotated wrong, like, you went hard enough, that way your teammate knew you were gonna go. That way they can cover whatever was left. Like, that's basketball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, they've been able to score 100 points. They got up to like 140, 130. Like,
Mm-hmm.
this is a totally different team. And Jordan Poole, Zion wasn't even back. You
No.
were able to put up massive numbers.
Yep.
Now it's finding people that can get stops at like in opportune times, finding lineups that work well together. And then you build off that. That's why you kind of have to give James grace. I know we're supposed to be talking about Trey, but you kind of got to give
No.
James grace in his period, because in my opinion, that things are working. Now, they may not have
Mm-hmm.
been resulting in a lot of wins yet, but things are working.
I firmly believe that, like, and again, when he first took over, I was viewing it through the lens of, you've been here 3 seasons,
So you're right.
not viewing it through the lens of, yo, you haven't had 2 practices. And like, I understand like I understand the situation, but then again, like you said, when you talk to people like, yo, they tearing it down. And again, I know we're supposed to be talking about Trey, but this leads into
Yeah.
like into Trey's transition from looking like somebody like, because to be honest, that's not to say that Trey wouldn't have figured it out if Willie was content, like was still the coach. But one, it would look completely different. Two, during those injuries, I think he would have continued to struggle because Willie's not known for adjusting. His offenses have been completely easy to stop. He didn't want to play Derek Queen early to, to help the offense at all. So you could see like a world for Trey where this season could be really, really miserable for
Yeah.
a long time. And to be honest, it would have kind of diminished the value of Trey Murphy, right? Because you get to a point, I was at the point of being like, man, get everybody out the building. You know, you know what I mean? Like, not that you just want to throw them away, but you get what I'm saying. So kind of like he had, bro, and we're gonna pull it up, but in that month of October and like the beginning parts of November, Trey was, shooting like not even 40% at times. And you know what I mean? He had a couple single digit games and just couldn't, his three ball wasn't falling, defensively was looking weak. It's like, man, you don't look like the dude that we thought was compared to Jaylen Brown getting ready to take an all-star leap. You look like you
Yeah.
regret to a degree.
Yeah, yeah, he did. I mean, he's still shooting like 30, I think it's
38%.
32,
I
33% from three, if I'm not mistaken.
think it's 38 total. Nah, he's been on fire lately.
Oh, no, for sure. I know I wasn't crazy. I thought we came up with a stat last night, but either way, right? Like this,
Mhm.
he's been better as of late, right? But also, there are things I still want him to work on, though, right? I
Mhm.
like, and I guess we'll talk about it. He's been better, but like, how consistent can he be? That's what
Mhm.
I'm waiting to see, man. Because I got a lot of stock in Trey Murphy.
Yeah.
I thought he was about to take a large leap, and cool. Some obstacles are in front of him. Great. That's when you know who really a player. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? That who's a really because shit gonna happen.
Yep.
But what you gonna do when things go left?
Shout out to my boy Mike. We had the conversation when I told him we was doing a episode about Trey, and he was like, "Man, Trey's about to take his his comp for him is like NDPG. You know what I mean? The early PG, you know what I mean? Was developing
Yeah.
his game, was able. I'm like, bro, even to be early PG was getting to the Eastern Conference Finals and stuff like that. So, but I get the comp for Trey to a degree, size, athleticism, and to be honest, and now we could kind of transition to what Trey looks like now, and that he's been playing better. Um, you know what I think about what James took over in the offense and how they're using Trey. I could see why Golden State is like, man, I gotta have the guy.
Yeah.
Because imagine Trey with how Derek Queen's passing to him off those, because that's essentially what they would do with Steph's gravity and Draymond Green, right? He would be like a supercharged, well, athletically supercharged Klay Thompson.
That's been
So
that's been a comp I had gave Trey initially. Like I thought the Pelicans could have had their own version of Steph, Clay, Dre.
yeah,
Like with Zion being Draymond, which is he's
I,
offensively way better than
yes,
right. And then you take Clay's shooting and Trey, I think is close, but just isn't like he doesn't have the gravity of Steph. And you take Jordan Poole with his ability to create, like you could have your own version of that. You just
mm-hmm.
needed somebody to kind of cook that up.
Yeah, I think we're still in the process of doing that. So I mean, let's go because James is really working the offense. He's getting his pieces back.
Yeah.
The rookies have improved. They've
Yeah.
they've taken Looney out of the offense. There is no more DeAndre Jordan getting minutes. Like
No, he
respectfully
got
to
a
those,
he started.
bro, that's insane.
He started what is like his second game.
Yes, signed, didn't play, and then was like, all right, bro, you against Joker. It's
Like
you against Joker. Go get him. I
and
think he
then
felt like when Joe Dumars brought him in, he was like, "Oh, this is my new center." Bet. I don't know.
Willie Green had the nerve to say, "Yeah, we can't find minutes for Derek because we got Kevon Looney. We just signed
Mm,
DeAndre Jordan. You got Carlo. You got Misi.
yeah,
Yeah, it's really tough. You sure
bruh.
about that?
And this is what's crazy. Borrego first, like immediately, none of y'all playing. Just like none of y'all seeing the floor at all. Just would let you know that while they sitting on the bench next to each other, and he's probably like, "You sure you're not going? You sure you're gonna play? You know what I mean? Looney these minutes." It's just,
Yeah,
I
man.
don't know, man. But let me go ahead and show you this real quick, and then we'll go through. So as essentially as the season has progressed, Trey had like a rough. Can you see this? First off,
Yeah,
can
yeah,
you
yeah,
see
we're
that?
good. You're good.
Everybody see that?
We're good.
All right, cool. Also, man, appreciate everybody in the comments. I'm starring y'all questions. I know normally I'll like when I'm doing the show by myself, I'll like respond to these, but I'm gonna keep them until the end, man. So me and Five could go ahead and work through. You know what I mean? I don't know how long we got my dog on the show, so I don't want to you know what I mean, have too much time going through the comments, but we'll get to them at the end, I promise. But so for this, I put this together and it's like, so Trey, another question I had about Trey, and again, the season is still early, was, man, Trey had been missing a lot of time, right? Like had been missing not BI kind of time, you know what I mean? But the last 2 or 3 seasons, he had been hurt, hadn't been available. So that was one of the things I had about Trey. But like as of right now, I think as of the last game, I checked the stuff this morning, but he's at played 25 of 27 games, averaging like 21, 6.5. So I like to round up, man. That's seven. 7 assists, shooting 48% from the field, 36 from three. And I got like his season highs, right? Put up a 40 ball this year. Like, and that Spurs game when he dropped the 40, like Z wasn't there. You know what I mean? Like it was, and the Spurs have proven to be a really good team. Wemby was playing in that game. Poole's not there. For you to go get 40 against that game has been was really impressive. And then we got so I got all of his season highs. So that's what that is. On the second row, all his season highs. He shot, bro, 71% against the Blazers is crazy. And then we got his top 4 games of the season, and then at the bottom I got things that I think matter, like for Trey being like the improvements or whatever. Like 4 double doubles for Trey Murphy, that's not bad. That means he's either rebounding well or assisting well. We wanted Trey to take more shots. He got 4 games this year, 20 plus shots, right? That's like for Trey, I think, you want our stars to get the amounts of shots up. Then he got played the 25 or 7. He got 5 games this season shooting over 60% from the field. That's a pretty good, like that's a really good number for a shooter. 12 games of 20 or more, 3 games of 30 or more, and then 2 games he played 40 plus minutes. So like, I know I just kind of like spit that out at you, but off the top of your head, like what do you when you look at what he's putting together and has been progressing as the season has come along, as he's understanding the offense, like it may not seem like it sometimes when you're like, yo, he had a 40 ball, 35 against the Lakers, 33 against the Wolves. I think he had another 30 ball against the Wolves. You know what I mean? No, he had 2 30s against the Spurs, a 30
Yeah.
and a 40 ball. But like for the most part, and then the rebounding, obviously he's leading the team in rebounding, which is crazy. Um, but what do you think when you just look
It,
at the numbers?
it's really Colin too. It's the rebounding, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the one that I was very adamant about, and I've told Trey's own father, like, yo, your son needs to rebound. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if he wants things to change, like he has to rebound the ball better.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that is what it is. Like, because the way that Trey shoots, right? He shoots from like super long range, and I think this is probably more based on his form than anything else,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like he doesn't shoot from like the top here, right? Like
Yeah.
there's more here, and him being 6'10", although he loses pulse inches when he does that, which forces him is more of like a sets like a 2 foot shot. Like he has to shoot from that far to really get space. So,
Mm-hmm.
but doing so, which isn't a problem, but when you rebound and you're the trailer, like that's a lot of room for somebody like a big to have to close out on you,
Yeah.
right? Like for a big to have to stay out on you, that creates a lane for Zion, it creates a lane for Jordan Poole, that creates a lane for Jeremiah Fields, it creates a lane for Derek Queen. Like these are all positives. So when you rebound, it is a net positive, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
The points I think will happen, right? Like Trey will have some
Okay.
really, really good games. I think shooting, especially in James' offense now, like he'll be able to get more open shots with Zion back. There'll be a lot more open shots. Look at last night, the swing to him. Um, who was that drove? Was it Fears swing to Sadiq Bey at the top of the key, swings left to Trey Murphy in the fourth quarter, almost like dagger three. Like
Mm-hmm.
things like that will happen more for Trey. Like where a good shooter like him being wide open. Look at oh my god, name's escaping me. Oh my god, Jordan Poole. You know,
Mm-hmm.
beginning in the first half, right? Like there was a play that they draw up in an ATO. They use the gravity. He ends up getting a wide open three where he actually has to take a rhythm dribble and
Dribble.
shoot. Like he still knocked it down. Like things like the points for Trey will happen. Like I'm not really tripping about that.
Okay.
It's the things that he can actually control, and that's the rebounding.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and again, the average will come and go as long as he's shooting good shots. As long
Mm-hmm.
as he continues to not force like these bombs, like he doesn't
Mm-hmm.
force that, I think he'll be fine. You know, catch and shoot threes, rhythm threes off the dribble. That's totally fine. Don't it ain't 5-6 dribbles then pull. That ain't
Yeah.
you. That ain't you. Get it
When
out
I've
your game.
watched when I've watched and we'll play like I got the clip from the Spurs game, but as I'm watching Trey in JB's offense, again, man, he rarely takes more than, 2 or 3 dribbles at this point. You know what I mean? At this, obviously, if you need, he's bringing it up or something like that, but he's playing more in the pick and roll. Like he's more decisive with his passing. He's more decisive, like when and where he's getting his shots from. Yo, he got a little 5. That's good. How you doing?
Say hello. Say hello. You want to come on
Oh,
camera? Say hello.
man, it's all good.
Thanks. Go in there. Go watch TV. Go ahead. You need to be in the bed. Go ahead. Bye.
That's what's
My
up,
bad,
bro.
dog.
Nah, you good, man. You good. Mine flash out and come on cam every so often too, so I get it.
Yeah.
But just when you watch Trey's game and how you was talking about like the points are coming more naturally. Like I think everybody's offense is coming more naturally, especially you can tell that they're also starting to trust each other
Yeah.
a lot more, and it looks more decisive, like what they're supposed. There's actually rules to the offense. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So it's like, okay, if this guy plays the top side, this is your cut responsibility, or
Yeah.
you swing this man should be like there is not as frantic, I guess you could say. Uh,
It's not pickup basketball ish anymore. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like you got spots, you got rotation. Like we know where a guy is supposed to be. You know,
yeah.
you don't really have to guess anymore.
Yeah, and Trey's been he's benefited really well from all of those adjustments and stuff like that. So I think so initially I was just thinking about Trey's game and whatnot, but like Trey has like steadily progressed throughout like the year. And to be honest, if you look at like his minutes and his they took a lot of losses, don't get me wrong. But if you go and look specifically at Trey's game, like once mid-November hit, right, which is it probably core. When did from a time perspective, when did JB take over? Was it mid-November? I know they
Ye-
were
That
two and
was like,
12 at the
gosh,
time.
my bad. Uh, I don't know if did Willie get out of. He got out of November.
No, he didn't get out of November. He
Oh,
took over at
no.
the what game? Hold on, let me check.
It
He
was.
took over. Their first game was it the Golden State
Where's my
game?
headphones at?
I think it was the Golden State game or the Laker game, one of the two.
Because
Um,
I know that the Pels had to play like 3 tough opponents.
it was the Golden State game. I was maybe the Laker game was his last game. Either way, it was mid-November, like November 16th, something like that, because they
Okay,
had Golden State, OKC, Denver back to back to back for James' first three. So it
crazy.
was November 6th, literally right in the middle of the month.
Okay.
All right. But if you look at some of Trey's numbers, once the middle of November kind of kick in and on from there, you see not necessarily that the points are different or anything like that, but the shot percentages are more steady, right? You
Yeah.
start seeing the high fours, he got a couple sixes, a couple 500 from the field and stuff like that. It's just I think you saw the offense settle down, the defense get well, they were still bad in the beginning. They were still bad in the beginning because they had to work on that as well. But matter of fact, let me ask you that. What you think about Trey's defense? You go ahead and take that off. What you think about
Uh,
Trey defensively?
you want the honest?
Yeah, needed because I'll give you my opinion and let you see what you think. I think Trey is really cone like out there, and
Hmm.
I'm kind of because he's so athletic, I would like it if he got like more blocks or was more impactful or something like that. But I don't know if um I don't know if he's necessarily the worst defender we have on the team, obviously, but I don't know if defensively he's a net positive for me personally. But what do you think?
I've said this on our podcast. For a dude that's super athletic, he has really bad hips.
Yeah,
Like it is astonishing how bad his hips are. And like whatever pause you want to put on, like dog,
yeah,
you like his hips are terrible. Like you can't do nothing laterally, but he can jump out the
yeah.
gym. I'm like,
Insane.
I can only imagine if you were more fluid. Like he
Mm-hmm.
need to go to Pilates or something. Like I don't know. Like you got to figure it out. But Trey, to be 6'10", athletic, you should be locking cats up at least at minimum. You know what I
Mm,
mean? Like you should be able to at least make them go, you know, one dribble. If they try to go right, you stop them. Try to go left. Like they should be on move C at least to get
mm-hmm.
back by you. It shouldn't be like a one move and they gone.
That moment in the preseason he had against Jabari should be consistent. Like I think he should be able to shuffle his feet, play strong, play aggressive defensively. If you could get that kind of effort from Trey, and I get it when you're like the offense, but at the same time, man, for y'all to be a good team, bro, you have to defend at a high level consistently. And if you could get the dude that picked up Jabari on that play, you know what I mean? I think
Yeah.
Jabari scored on him, and I think he turned it over or something. He come down, pick Jabari up like a half court or something like that and cause the turnover. If you can get that version of Trey consistently, I think the leap that we're talking about, it'll naturally happen if you were
Yeah.
able to see that. Do
I
you
think
think it's
he
a decision, like a decision for him not to do it, or he's
I just
incapable?
think I don't know. Somebody's got to pull that dog out of him. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Like, and I mean that very, like I'm not saying that he not, but like
yeah,
be a killer
yeah,
at all times.
yeah,
Be that. Don't shy away from that. Don't
yeah.
excuse what I'm about to say, but like don't don't be the dude that mothers want you to marry their daughters or something like that.
Yeah,
Nah, this ain't for that.
yeah.
Off the court, you can be that all you want, but on the court, bro, I need you to be more assertive. Like don't take
Mm.
nothing.
I think, and a lot of people talk about Herb's influence on the defense and how like Zion mentions it a lot when he talks about, man, if you see Herb and Jose and the way Najee used to play defense, it makes you want to play
Yeah,
defense and stuff. I've never heard Trey. I've never heard Trey say anything like that. Trey reminds me of the guy that's kind of like, oh, you scored, bet I'm gonna go. Like, can you
I
stop
got
me though?
yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Eh, and that's the wild thing. Trey went to Virginia. Virginia
got
is
a defensive
known.
team.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
got
they had one of the most boring championship games you'd ever see
yeah.
because they want to play defense. And I don't know what the hell Trey learned.
Yeah, so I don't know, man, but I was thinking about that as well because for me to like consider you like all-star level or like his offensive numbers, I think as the season continues, I think by the time they get to game 40, game 50, this team is going to look completely different, especially if they're healthy, right? I'm not even going to worry about rotations and all of that right now. We know Trey getting 30 minutes a game no matter who there, and the opportunities and shots gonna be there for Trey as long as he stays healthy. I think he's gonna be fine. But if he took a step defensively as well and caused like the rebounding is there,
Yeah.
cool. You can get steals, like you can shoot the passing lane and get steals. You could get a block or two a game.
It ain't even like the stats stuff though. Just don't be the reason. Don't be the reason why a guy scored. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like guard your yard,
like
and
the Vassell plays and stuff like that.
yeah, like hey, bro, like guard the person that you're supposed to be guarding.
Yeah.
And this is another reason why when y'all mentioned Paul George,
Mm-hmm.
that's the other side of it. Like we
PG
kind of
was clamps.
boy, what?
Yeah, torturous on that side, on the
So
defensive
that's why I
side.
just like I can't co-sign that one. I hear y'all, but I can't
The one
co-sign that
side,
one.
the offensive side of PG, not
Man,
and
like
but you know what? That's actually a great point because PG offensively was about what let's say about Trey or
yeah,
maybe a plus a little better,
yeah.
something
I
like
think
that.
his handle was a little bit better. Yeah,
Yeah, but defensively, we
yeah,
talking about a motherfucking menace. Like the dude was guarding one through damn near 1 through 5,
yeah,
four for sure, depending
yeah.
on the size of the player.
But also they
Um,
had that Pacers team, right? Like that Pacers team was
yeah,
all world
all
defensively,
defense.
right? They had
Yeah.
defense every time you turned around. You even had a Lance Stevenson that was willing to play defense at the time. Uh, Roy Hibbert. You had
Mm-hmm.
David
Lance,
West.
Laven
Uh,
Stevenson was out there.
yeah. Oh my God, George Hill.
George Hill.
Like a total defensive effort. Yeah, all offense. Yeah,
Mhm.
like that's that's the difference, right? But also, like with that, Paul George went to a team that predicated itself on defense, right?
Mhm. Was
And
that Rick Carlisle back then too?
that
I think
was that I believe that was Rick.
I think it was Rick's
No,
first in
oh,
Indy. I think
did they have
I know Rick was there before. I don't know if that was him. No, that was your boy, man. That
black
was
dude, black man, right?
mm-mm, mm-mm.
Pacers
Your
head
boy that
coach
that got the head coach for that got the Lakers chat. Frank
Frank
Vogel.
Vogel.
I think it was Frank back in Indy days. Let me check.
What?
I think so. Let me see. Who coach man, one of y'all gotta know, man. Who coached PG when he was
Frank Vogel. You're
oh
right.
look at me, man.
Dang.
Me because Frank was known as a defensive guy back then. So which is also crazy because obviously Willie Green didn't play Trey because of the defensive side and stuff like that. It was known as a defensive coach, which is the part that upsets me. That like we what is this for Trey? Year 5? We
Yes, I think
yeah,
so.
I
4 or
think
5.
we 4 or 5. We in year 4 or 5 for Trey and bruh defensively under a defensive coach, you still don't get stopped. Like, not don't get stops, but like here's for example, this question here, Trey or Jaden McDaniels. Like, you could say Trey is the overall better player, but I think Jaden McDaniels, and granted, this got a lot to do with Ant because Ant sets the tone on that team
Yeah.
and their defensive team and all of that. But Jaden McDaniels takes on the challenge every game, sometimes are guarding some of the best players as well. So I don't know. What do you think of that?
It's what you consider better, right? Like, what
Mm-hmm.
are you? Who's more impactful to winning? You could say Trey's more skilled.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could easily say that. But the real question is like, who impacts winning more? And and if we have to stop and think about it,
Is
that's a,
Jaden.
you believe it's it. Like the fact that we gotta
Well,
stop and think about it,
yeah.
it's a question like, yo, you more skilled, but yet you don't impact winning like this.
Mm. And that was my part when Trey was before the most recent uptick, right? Consistent uptick at least of how Trey is been efficient and looked more like himself. When the trade Zion was happening and when trade Herb was happening, and it's still happening. Don't get me wrong, we
Yeah.
5-20, 5-22, something
Mhm.
like that. So we're still not good. It's still technically trade everybody. But the part of it was like, bro, if we reset anyway, what's the point of not what's the point of keeping Trey, but like Trey was not affecting the game, like wasn't having the impact on the games that you would have wanted to have. To where now it looks like, and again, that's a lot of different things, but a lot, coaching and structure and he's starting to have more of the impact that I think you want to see. But during that stretch, it was kind of like, bro, even if he getting 30, you losing by 20, 30, 40. So if you could get 4 or 5 picks for him, do you do it?
4 or 5 picks? Hell
Well, I
yeah.
mean, what De-
Yeah,
do what Desmond Bain went for? Desmond Bain, if
oh,
you
yeah,
could get the
yeah, yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, 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 yeah. You gotta make it
especially,
happen.
yeah,
Yeah.
is I don't. Let me ask you this: the way Trey looks right now, if somebody offered you the Bain deal, you still do it?
It would depend on the other player that I'm getting back, but yeah. Like,
Oof,
you know what I mean?
oof.
Like, that's a lot in store. But yeah, think about like you still how you value your team and how you look at it. Again, like Zion was hurt at the time. You're like, all right, like what is this gonna be? Like what does my future look like? What does my team look
Mm,
like? I mean, that Bane deal is still insane. I mean,
that Bain deal.
if it wasn't for Queen, if it wasn't for the Queen deal, I think the national media or media in general will still be talking about that Bane deal.
Yeah, especially in this version of the NBA where like people not moving picks, players not getting signed.
Yeah.
They must really still feel like they're on the cusp of, you know, to give all that up for Bane is really, and you know what, Bane out there looking like a menace, throwing the ball at people and whatnot, you know what I mean, doing this thing. So shout out for them. Um so a couple things I want to do. I don't know how much longer you got, but I do want to run the Spurs tape,
Yeah.
right? And like kind of evaluate, like look at how Trey was moving. Because I think this was a better view on like one of the first times you saw Trey have a big game and how, and to be honest, how easily he could score when he played more like himself in the James Borrego off. Was this with James or was this with Willie? Hold on, let me double check. It
This
might
is
have
the
still
first.
been Willie.
It might have still been Willie.
Yeah, yeah, it was. It was still Willie Green, which is insane. Which is insane. But either that's neither here nor there. So let me go ahead and run the film. If you want me to pause it, just say. But like you got Trey attacking the rim, doing a lot more of that now. Now he dunks violently. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
stop. Let's talk about this because this is definitely a point I wanted to talk about. Trey, if it's not a dunk, Trey dunks violently. Yeah, he's trying to
Yes.
put somebody on a poster. But if it's not a scenario where it's not, if it's a scenario where it's not a dunk,
Mm-hmm.
I get real nervous about Trey Murphy finishing at the basket.
He doesn't really finish at the basket. Like he doesn't respectfully to Trey. How many free throws does Trey shoot a game? Because he doesn't really like drive aggressively. You know what I mean?
It's like he looks for fouls rather than looking to finish.
Yeah, like
You know?
goal finish and then get fouled.
Yeah, and it's I get real nervous. Like, hey man, you not going in there to truly. You looking to get fouled. You're not
Mm-hmm.
going to finish through traffic or contact and score.
Yeah.
And I used to. I don't know if you can see the shirt, but I used to be a referee, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think I got up to like high school basketball and I coached, I mean, I refed a couple like playoff games.
Oh, that's
And
dope.
I would tell cats like, I'll pull them onto the side and be like, listen,
Don't look for me to
i-
bail you out.
if you're going in there like a bitch, I ain't gonna save you. If you go, if you going in there to score and they hit you,
Yeah.
But if you're going in there looking at me while you trying to score, hey, that whistle is not getting blown, big dog.
Facts. Facts. And
Appreciate you,
Trey has a
Deshaun.
Trey has a lot of that, man. Trey
Yeah,
has a lot of that time he shoot 5 or 6 free throws a game. For a guy that touches the ball as much as he does and
that ain't
cuts to
enough.
the goal, it's not enough. It's not enough.
That's
So
three attempt like that's three real attempts at the rim. You know what I mean? Like that's 3 drives,
yeah,
possibly. And one might be end of the clock situation, somebody picks up a
yeah.
dumb foul, that type thing. So how many of these are drives?
You know, as we sitting there talking, like you could think of like at least 3 or 4 ways Trey can improve his game, points per
Oh,
game, all of that
easy.
right now. Yeah, like
Easy.
as athletic as he is, like you said, if you just drive, because he drives kind of hesitantly, you know what I mean? And I don't know if it's because of the size. And that's let me ask you this too while we talking about it. Like, do you think the lack of bro, Chaz mentions this all the time. The
All the
team
time.
isn't like they aren't
Physically,
strong or
yeah.
physically imposing or nothing like that. And again, Trey hasn't he's matured, but he hasn't like put on any real size to like dominate or anybody or like get physical with people on the drives, which is why I think if you look at the handle, like I think that's why they were relying so much on the handle as opposed to man, if you could just put it down, bump your man, or like see how Fierce gets to the rim. Like, yeah, he's skilled, but that dude, I'm driving through people, I'm giving you shoulder, creating the contact. Do you think that's just one of those things that's like not in Trey's game? Or is like why do you think he I don't want to say he's hesitant to drive the rim, but kind of is.
That goes back to the training. That's why I was a big proponent of like maybe he need to look outside of like who his trainer is because
Mm-hmm.
he's not like for a guy that athletic
Mm.
and has the wingspan, you should
You
be
should have
able
a
to finish.
lot of posters
You know what I
too.
mean? Like
A lot
not
of
even
like
the posters,
ant like well like a lot of like even if you're not gonna say posters, even like the ant like finishes at the rim, like
man.
get to the rim, get foul. You're too strong, like not strong, but like you're too like the dude. All of this is above the rim when you're
You
getting
should
ready
have
to finish.
George Gervin like finishes, big dog. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Like even if you ain't got to dunk on somebody, like, you should be able to get by and finish with length. You should be able to get by and finish with finesse. Like there is that part of the game. You're not gonna be able to dunk on everybody.
mm-hmm.
We know that, but you got to be able to finish
You
through
could go get
contact.
fouled. You could go get
You know what I
fouled.
mean?
Not that you see, I was gonna watch this film from a positive standpoint, but now I'm about to critique. I'm about to critique Trey when we pull this up because now that I think about it, like Zion, obviously his game is to the rim. You know what I mean? But and like a lot of people look at it as like, oh well, because we'll have plenty of quarters where they're in the bonus early,
Yeah.
right? But who else is really taking advantage of somebody being in the bonus? Like only a couple players on the team initiate contact or initiate drives, like you say, looking to score and stuff like that. Like if Trey was somebody who's touching the ball as much, now that you think about it, like that's kind of something that he is almost
Hey,
mandatory at
for
this point that
somebody,
he adds.
I know you about to play this, but for somebody that shoots the way Trey shoots, one pump fake, a
Mm,
dribble and a half, and he should be finishing at the rim. Like there shouldn't be any other discussion past that. You should be able to get to the rim, and if somebody fouls you, great. You're 90% free throw shooter.
very
I think
yeah.
that's a positive, big dog.
Well, see, man, that's why I enjoy having y'all on the show, bro. There's always new perspectives to think about. Let's go ahead and see. So Trey drove, had the dunk on that play, catch,
Yeah.
drive.
So
I
hey,
could pause for you.
I understand that one. I understand that one.
That's Wimby.
Yeah, yeah, I understand
That's
how you
Wimby.
keep it pushing. We good.
Yeah, it was a thought for a second though, because I'm looking like maybe you can, and then I'm like, you know what? No, not on that guy. But still a good play though.
Yeah.
Sometimes you stop, pull up off the screen. See, that's one of his finishes. But even if you watch it, like it's a good finish, but you still kind of like being pushed away. Do that
Yeah.
make sense?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He needs to. That's another strong dribble. Boom through Carter Bryant's chest, and then you
Yeah,
finish to the left. Okay. All right. More of that.
that's more what you looking more what we
Yeah.
looking for right there. Look, fighting come off the screen,
Cool.
bump,
Cool.
strong finish.
Yeah.
He has been playing a lot in the pick. That's a one dribble off the screen, read it, take the shot.
Yeah.
I love those, and that's when you know he be feeling
Oh yeah. You
it.
got to be feeling it. Hang, pull. Has
Yeah,
he?
on the 7-8 dude.
Yeah.
That's a good drive and finish too.
Yeah.
Everything is just kind of decisive though. That's the one thing I do like. Like if you watch this particular game and the way he was scoring in this game, it was very decisive.
But my issue is when you can run these. I mean,
Oh,
he's
okay.
a
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah.
My issue is like when your shot not falling, are you still going to be that decisive?
That's very true. Because he does have a tendency to be more hesitant or more reliant on
Yeah.
other things. Like, look at the fucking pass, bro.
See that? Hey, bro, catch the
That's the
rock.
one right there. Yeah.
Catch the rock, bro.
Man, you always criticizing him about not being able to catch it clean.
Catch it
Yeah,
clean, dog. Like
that's a
what we
don't,
doing, bro?
not a foul. That's easy.
Mm,
And again, he ended up putting up 41 in this one. But
yeah,
like, if you watch it,
pass.
the finish, like it's just everything. Just like if you watch him, it's just very, very easy how he was getting to it.
You know, it's funny. Like we saw some success here with this dribble handoff with Queen and all that,
Mm,
and I believe Willie went
I think
away
that's
from
the
this.
last play. Yes,
Went
yes,
away from Queen with doing this.
yeah. And it was crazy. I think Willie coached that because that wasn't his last game. He
Mm-mm.
had one, two, he had three more games after that, and you would see like Queens minutes because the next game, matter of fact, the next game is when they got smacked by Phoenix. Got smoked by Phoenix, and Dylan Brooks was just. I hate when we play teams like that, bro. Like not teams like that or players like that because it just immediately snatches the heart of like our team.
I you hate it, I love it, man.
Mm,
Because
showing who we are.
yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It's like when you go to the court, you don't know who you playing that day. You don't know who you playing.
Mm,
And then when you meet that right mob, yeah, all
mm,
right, let's get it cracking.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I'm picking you up full. Ain't no,
Yeah.
I'm in your jersey. I'm
Yeah.
holding you. You know what I mean?
All
So it's
that.
kind of yeah. Or you gotta be able, and that's why I think Chaz is kind of like uh so adamant about like the physically strong stuff
Yeah.
because you're less bothered by you know what I mean when a guy tries to get physical with you.
I
Um
I've been really impressed by Jeremiah Fears' physicality.
mhm.
Yeah, like
How
he wants contact.
yeah, he's not phased by anything. And a lot of people talk about the handle. And the most impressive thing to me with the handle is he doesn't over dribble. Like he's not like I don't think he's out there playing with the like Kyrie to me plays with the rock a
Yeah.
lot. You know what I
That's
mean?
that when people make that comp, like he's not even in the same stratosphere of creativity. It's not,
No,
that's why I can't necessarily put Jeremiah in that conversation. Like
no.
it's not necessarily relevant. The conversation I do put him in, which I really like,
Mm,
is an Isaiah Thomas one.
I can see that.
Celtics Isaiah Thomas. Like
Lil IT.
yes, yes,
Okay.
the speed, the shooting,
Mm-hmm.
like I can finish at the rim, even though you way taller than
IT
me.
was relentless, bro.
Yeah, I'm getting down here regardless of what you say. I'm a utilize this pick and roll to death.
Yeah.
I think that's a true comp. Like,
Yeah, you know who he remind me of too a little bit, and not as and is a little different because and that's why I wish, man, they had CP here to for the mental,
oh
but I
yeah,
think it remind me of like not when CP was in pass mode, but you know when young CP was in,
yeah.
he saw J Kid across from him and was in, I'm attacking you. Like he remind me a little bit of that because CP didn't really play with it too much either. It was one,
All
two, and
business. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I said that early on because I used to compare Fears to Jeff Teague, and I'd
Hmm.
be like, Wake Forest, and I say he kind of resembles the other Wake Forest dude, but I'm
Yeah.
not ready to put that onus on him because he just doesn't pass at the same level. So that's
Mm-mm.
why I thought the Jeff Teague one was pretty spot on, especially like early on, like
Hmm.
the speed, the power. Uh, he doesn't shoot it that well. I mean, he's been
Yeah.
shooting it pretty decent, but he doesn't shoot it that well. That's why it
Hmm.
kind of looks like a Jeff Teague to me, especially coming out of
Hmm.
college. Um, but as he's been able to play and utilize his pick and roll, being able to shoot the gaps, understand
So much more comfortable.
angles, yeah, man, it's been
And
real good.
I think he knew, like I think he knew nobody could stay in front of him, but now he knows
Yeah,
nobody can stand. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like it's different
nah,
when you like
man, nobody can stop me. And
nobody can
then like
stop me.
you get out there,
Wait,
like, no, really.
nobody. Yeah, yeah. Wait, no. Oh, okay. And then like the shot started coming along. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he been making his three consistently. His little mid range game, bro. Like he because we was talking about Trey driving to the goal and stuff like that. Like, what? Let me ask you this: like, who would you compare? And I know this isn't about Trey, but like, who would you compare Fears' speed to? Because I saw this and it was like Fears has a lot of D rolls in his game, and I'm like, I don't like,
That it ain't
I
that.
don't know about that one because D
It ain't that
rolls,
speed. That speed
yeah,
different.
the D roll speed, like the handle wasn't crazy, but it was so explosive.
Violent. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was so violent. Like
yeah,
I said it last night on the pod. He really reminds me of AK, like Alvin Kamara. He don't look
yes,
like
yeah.
it's like a fluid run that Jeremiah
Hmm.
Fears has. Like you think you can catch him, but
And
you
then you
can't.
see
Like you get by
no,
him, like oh no, oh no, he's moving real fast, but he don't look like he's exerting a lot of effort when he's running, but he's just
hmm,
moving. You ever just seen them people that just
yeah, just
yeah,
gliding by, yeah. And that's what the thing about like the handle, it it never seems like, and that's what I meant like about Kyrie, for example. Kyrie sometimes like Pep, like his
mm,
the cadence of his dribble is all over the place.
yeah.
As far as like Fizz, he'll get that bitch downhill and it's like just directly to the rim sometimes. One move, or
Look at
like he not playing with it at all.
nah. There's no wasted dribbles in Fierce's game. Look at the crossover, then the spin and the finish.
Yeah,
Like that might have been all of 4 or 5 dribbles
yeah,
in like
yeah,
seems like 6 moves. Ba
yeah,
boom, boom, ba boom, 1, 2.
yeah.
Like
You think that's the
yeah,
Mike Miller? You think that's Mike Miller behind the scenes, just kind of like,
Mike Miller more so the shot, if anything.
okay,
I think that I credit that to his father, man. Like shout out to his people. Like that's not no move you created last year, or you just
yeah.
did it during the summer. Like no,
All
you've
of his
been
boys, all of them are guards too. So they all, and because his brother Jeremy is a good college point guard and
yeah,
whatnot too. So like that seemed like something that's just in the family, and he just so happened to be, you
yeah,
know what I mean, the elite one. Um, let's go through if you don't mind, man. We go through some of these stars, and
yeah.
I ain't gonna hold you up too long, man. I appreciate you. Let's see what's this one. Even if the Pelicans are healthy as time goes along, how much better can we be down the road with more days in practice? You want to take that one first?
Yeah. How much better? It depends on what you mean by better, Jaden. Because I don't I don't quantify better with getting wins. Like I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
look at it like, is the team playing better? Are they doing things like take today? You know, it is December 15th, January 15th. Does this team look different? And how different do they look?
Mm-hmm.
Does it look better in a positive way? I don't care about the wins and losses. You kind of threw that out the way when you started the season with Willie. That
Yeah.
don't really bother me. If the Pelicans kind of figure out a way to get into the play in, I'd be ecstatic about it, but I'm not banking on it. I
Mm-hmm.
want to see the young guys get better. I want to see the older guys progress to get better towards another level. So next year we can start off on the right foot. Not just next year. Let's end the season right. Off season, do the right things. I'm not tripping about a draft pick because we already got one. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what I mean by better. So down the road, great. They could possibly squeeze into a play-in spot, but again, I just wouldn't hold my breath on it.
I agree. I think when you talk about healthy as time goes along, how much better? I think if they're healthy and JB is continuing to build on his principles, I think we could see a significantly different team, even from the team we see right now, because he's there. They're still not better at like maintaining leads,
Yep.
right? Or like end of game execution. They just got a defensive practice, and you already see with like 2 or 3 defensive practices how much that, you know what I mean, can help them. So I'm like, how do they look by game 40? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? By game 50 if they're healthy and I don't know, man. You might see like the rotation, I think, could be completely different by end of the season, how things look, because I went from early in the season being like Missy, and respectfully to Missy, but I went from early in the season being like, man, Missy's gonna be a pretty big thing. And like everybody thought about Carla, but I'm like, I might make Missy available and so we could maximize some of these
Yeah.
little minutes. So I mean, who knows what they'll look like down the line. But I think JB's doing a good job. How do y'all think Zion coming off the bench last night? Do y'all think Zion will continue to come off the bench? No,
Nah.
nah. At most, he might give you 2 games of it while he's trying to. Well, not even 2, because the next game they played Sunday. Then you got what,
Yeah.
4 days?
3 days off, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, nah. He'll be back. Who you think comes out of the rotation? Sadiq?
Probably Sadiq.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nah. Then now you really start asking that question of Sadiq, Herb, Poole.
Yeah.
Where do you lean on that? If you care to discuss that.
I'd like to see Jordan Poole start. I think you need the
Mm-hmm.
shooting. If you're
Mm-hmm.
really gonna say that, if you're really gonna say, um, we're gonna be an offensive minded team,
Mm-hmm.
like it's not gonna matter. I mean, shout out to her, probably been playing well, but y'all not stopping nobody with one person.
Mm-hmm.
Like that shit was too much for him. Those 2 years that he was playing really well at it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's hard to keep that up when the team's not locked in defensively. Like you're trying to do everything and cover for everybody. It's too taxing on the body. But
That's a
so yeah,
great
I wouldn't mind seeing her come off the bench.
Mm-hmm. My biggest thing with why I would prefer seeing Herb come off the bench is because a lot of people like to say Herb's a stopper. And I'm like, man, you're not stopping anybody. One, like we've seen already this season, you're not stopping the stars. Like, it's just like it's almost impossible to stop the stars of this league now anyway. So, and I think if you did have Herb off the bench, you would like, because thinking about how I would run the bench unit, you would have like Herb, Sadiq, Jose. You could still like dominate second units. Like you still got
Dominate.
starting
Yeah.
level people on the second units, and you give your starters more of a fighting chance. I think it's just a better balance for the team, to be
And
honest.
then it's not saying like Herb can't close, right? I mean,
Yeah,
although he didn't close against Chicago, but it still can't doesn't mean that like yeah,
situational.
yeah, like it'd be tough to be like, okay, Herb, go guard Ant the entire game. And oh yeah, it's going to be a close game, so you got to stop him at the end too. If I'm hurt, I'm like, I'd rather be guarding somebody else, you
Yeah,
know,
give me
for
Jade
the
McDaniels all game or
and
Dante
then
DiVincenzo all game.
yeah. What's
Yeah.
the second year player? But not Bones. Um, oh my God, the guard. What's his name?
From Kentucky, Rod
Yeah,
Dillingham.
Rob. Yeah, let me guard him for a second,
Yeah, me
and
take
then
Terrence Shannon out the game.
yeah,
Because if you think about it, now that you think about it, most teams have somebody on their second unit that they rely on.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So not that Herb can't go as starters, don't get me wrong, but like let's say, you know, Bruce Brown for Denver is somebody that they kind of rely on a little bit. Well, if I got Herb coming in off the second unit, it's like, well, whoever that guy is, we turning off all the water for him. So like
yeah,
strategically, I think it gives you an advantage as well. I ain't even think about till we started like actually talking
yeah.
it out. It's crazy. Do y'all think the Pelicans have found their identity now with this pace and offense getting up and down?
A foundation for sure. I think they
Hmm.
believe in it now.
Yeah.
You know what I
Do
mean?
you think James is I don't want to say done enough, but
Not yet.
do you not do you think do you think the what he's trying to build is similar to what maybe Joe Dumars envisions, or you think Joe Dumars doesn't have a vision for how he wants them to play? Because I've always been torn on that part of it per se, because I think when you take over a team like Joe Dumars, he had to have had an idea for what he wanted them to look like, right? And
Yeah.
like, what if that's not exactly what JB is instilling?
I think it's twofold, right? I think Joe understands like the basketball that he grew up watching and playing is no more.
Mm-hmm.
That is at its analytic base, but also understanding like every coach has its own style and needs the freedom
What
to
up, Jess?
implement that, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
I think he looking at it from like a holistic standpoint, like, okay, this is JB style. This is what they do. This is what they're gonna try to do. Can they do exactly what he told me that they're gonna do? And if they can
Mm-hmm.
do that, he probably rocking with it. You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
I think it's more like that. Like, can it lead to wins? Is it progressing in that sense?
Mm,
But if it's not, then that's when he probably like, okay, this is why I need to move on.
gotcha. I
Yeah.
think I think JB's going. This is another point that I've been thinking about as well. If they do decide to keep JB, do you fire everybody else on the staff and go get your guys? Like I would. Like, would you want that, or is that kind of cutthroat? Like how like how would, because at the end of the day, JB didn't hire none of these guys either. He was brought in, and that's one of the things when you do hire a coach, you want your guys.
I think JB probably has some guys on staff that he can trust and he would want to keep. But
Mhm.
also there's probably some guys that he don't want to keep. And that's fair.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I'd imagine so. I hope if he got that job, he would get the opportunity to have a say at least. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To have a say when your future is dependent upon it. We'll do a couple more of these and then get you out of here. Thank you for the discussion. How well do you think DQ and Z work together?
I think they could work well. The only
Mm-hmm.
issue is like they both got a rebound. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like if y'all gonna be the 4 and 5 out there, y'all got to rebound. They rebound is on y'all, and y'all not consistent enough at that. So, but offensively, like the opportunities are limitless, right?
I, yeah, I think so. I think it's imperative, bro, to get a stretch five. Like I'm more now more than ever, and I know everybody's talking about Trey Z, Trey Z. I'm I'm just open to Trey Z, but I don't know if I'm just on board with it just yet because the dude is like he's just impactful. Like we were like even the games we were losing when people were getting mad, you were just getting mad because like he wasn't making a final play. But
Yeah.
like you were getting blown out by 30 to like at least you in the game at the end of the game. You know what I mean? To complain about
Yeah.
him not taking a final shot or being limited or something like that. So I just kind of understand the value. And then if Queen can make life easier, but like imagine that team with like a Khalil Ware. I just keep mentioning Khalil Ware, bro. Like
Dog.
just, just
That would
that's
be that would be a match made in heaven. Um, I'm pretty sure there's a downside to Khalil that we probably overlooking.
I don't know what it
But
is. I'll be willing to deal with it,
yeah,
to
yeah, I'd
be
be willing to,
honest.
you know what I mean, just to have the ability to have a consistent stretch five is paramount next to Zion. I think that's probably what we've all thought about, for the last what 6, 7 years at this
Yeah.
point. So
Yeah. Let's see, last one here. I know the trade rumors about Trey and Herb Jones, but if the Pelicans stay healthy into the trade deadline, they're playing good. Who do y'all think? Do you think we trade either one? I don't think trade is getting traded. I could be wrong, but I don't think anybody's gonna be able to put a package together. Not can because they can, but like I don't know if a team will be desperate enough at this point because like trades are like kind of built around desperation. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I don't know if a team is desperate enough to give up what I think Joe Dumars is going to want to move Trey.
yeah, and then Joe Dumars is gonna spend the next 6 months to 2 years trying to find a player just like Trey Murphy. I don't think
Yeah,
you trade Trey Murphy at this point. I
yeah.
don't. I don't think you. This gonna sound fucked up. You probably trade Zion before you trade Trey at
I
this
don't
point.
really think that's messed up. I see that. I think people understand that to the degree because again, people just so frustrated with the availability and stuff like that. And then you look at Trey and he's played 25 or 27 games and
It's just one of those things where I even used to talk about the Brandon, you know,
mm-hmm,
opposite of that, right? Like Trey Murphy can play on, he could be useful on all 30 teams in the
mm-hmm,
NBA. Is it 32 or 30? 32
30.
teams?
I think it's
30
30.
teams, 30 teams in the NBA. Like he can play all styles if you want.
Mm-hmm.
Defensively, he still needs to get better, but he could play all offensive styles that you would want to play. Like everybody's looking for a 6'10" shooter that's
Yeah.
athletic.
Yeah. And got charisma and energy and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And I think a lot of the things, I think a full season, I think JB does get the rest of the season. I think a full season with James Borrego is going to bring out some of the things that we saw
Yeah.
or some of the things that we discussed wanting to see from Trey because I think with JB's job possibly being on the line and the way that it seems like he's coaching, he's gonna make it necessary for Trey to say, bro, when you attack the goal, attack to get, you know what I mean? Like, go try and get, like, stop looking for the foul, go attack the score,
To score.
or defensively, be sound defensively, be
So,
impactful defensively. Like,
yeah.
I think he's gonna demand some of the things from this team, and not only just demand it, but be able to coach the way that they can do it properly to where it's effective. Like not just tell somebody how to do it or just tell them to go do it and not
Yeah.
show them how to do it. Like I think he's going to be able to put them in positions to like effectively do the things that they want them to do and as they believe in it, move forward. Um last thing before you go again, man, appreciate you for joining the show, dog.
No problem, dog.
Um the we're still a lot like during the season, a lot of season left. What's your expectations for Trey specifically moving forward from this point, like in what you've seen? Because we've seen bad Trey to a degree, and we've seen a better version of Trey, but I don't know if this is still the best version of Trey that we can see this season. So, like, what do you think we'll see from Trey this season moving forward?
To be more impactful, right? Like make
Okay.
winning plays.
Mm,
It's not just about stats for me. It's about
mm-hmm,
like how you playing, you know what I mean? Like I don't want to see Trey with 30 points and it's a 30-point loss. It's just empty stats.
mm-hmm,
Like it wasn't impactful. Like, yo, I want to see you dive on the floor for a winning basketball. I want to see you make a game winning stop. I want to see you make the next pass. I want to see you make the right shot. Like I want it to be because you were out there. Like the
mm,
minutes are you're a plus player. Your team becomes a better team because you're on the floor, and I think that is him. He just gotta prove it.
You had the one thing you wanted him to improve on is the rebound, and he did that. If there's one more thing that you think he can do to further become the player that you're talking about right now, for me, we talked about the rebound. For me, it was, bro, stop over dribbling. I think
Yeah.
stop over dribbling. That was one, and he seemed like he's corrected that. What would be the thing for you moving forward for Trey?
If it's not the dribbling, it's the finishing. Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, like looking to score, not looking to get fouled. Like I
Mm,
get it. Like yeah, the line is useful. Like, but try to score.
mm,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? The confidence needs to breathe through that. You know what I mean?
yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
Well, man, I ain't gonna hold you up too much. Like I got you for an hour and 20, bro. It's the long, long form of the show, bro. I appreciate you on a good Monday night. You know what I mean? Everybody give a round of applause. Hey, there we go, man. Appreciate you for tapping in, though. Whoa, what's good, bro? Appreciate you for tapping in. We about to get out of here. Had 5 in for the show, man. Again, we'll probably do another, or at least I'll be. Oh, matter of fact, live little view. Me and Chaz got a show we doing Wednesday, uh, which is supposed to be some very fun stuff. Little trade episode. You know what I mean? Talking about a lot of moving parts and what possibly could be a thing, because they're getting ready to do like some of the players are now becoming available for trades and stuff like that.
Mm.
So kind of getting creative, seeing about how we could remake this team, what pieces you would move, what pieces you wouldn't, who's available. And I ain't gonna lie, I didn't already done the research. I don't know if I'm gonna use them all, but I didn't damn near got trades for almost every team in the league so far.
That's insane.
Yeah, so far. But I'm gonna have to narrow it down and see some of the better ones. But
For sure.
appreciate everybody for tapping in, man. Pels in the blender. I'm A Davis. I got my boy 5. You hear me? Y'all be safe. Enjoy y'all Monday. Enjoy y'all week. Everybody take care of each other. Love each other. You know what I mean? Y'all stay safe. We out. Peace.
Peace.